beautiful friends. It is a glorious, glorious morning here in Squim. I hope you can hear the birds serenading and see the sunlight just dappling through the trees. There are butterflies and birds and maybe some eagles, hawks flying overhead periodically. And I just wanted to share a quick little practice with you so you can do this again and again if you want, and fast forward this little hello part and just have a short little stretch and breathe and take care of yourself moment. And I just wanted to pause at this moment in the year, halfway through another big year of living. Feels like a particularly big year of living. I'm hearing that from a lot of people, and people who know much more about these things seem to be saying that kind of thing. So, woo, it's a big time to be alive. Wow. And, we're coming up to the solstice, and I always love to just pause and reflect, to celebrate the showing up and the transformation and the growth and the hanging in there through the hard places or whatever has been a part of the year so far. So maybe take a few moments to breathe into a sense of that. You could, of course, make yourself some notes or record a little message for yourself about what you're seeing if you're inspired to do that, but just to check in and then to really celebrate the light, the way that there's always darkness, and sometimes the darkness can seem so all-consuming, and yet there's always light. And there's this amazing science that I know very little about, but I'm so fascinated by, that we have biophotons, right? That we literally emit light, and that grows stronger, and all kinds of cool things happen with things like taking care of our fascia, right? When we breathe deeply and we stretch in our yoga and we hydrate and we are in the sunlight and we sing and make sounds and do our ohms, we create this vibration. And it's so fun because all the maybe kind of new agey woo-woo sounding things are are becoming more and more proven in our sciences. And it's just this beautiful weaving to me of just something that I think we know in our hearts, or maybe we really feel and sense when we go deep into a yoga pose or something, right? Just that sense of course, there's so much more, than these little heads can ever make sense of. The divinity, the vast expanse of all that is, and our connection to all of that. We are animated by this amazing prana, as we say in yoga, the life force, right? So to celebrate light, right? Celebrate and prioritize. If it's gotten away from you, at this point in the year, no problem, that happens, right? But take a moment now as we reflect about halfway through the year, and at this time of celebrating the light, let the light illuminate and show you if there are places where you want to cultivate more light, but celebrating and prioritizing all of the ways that you nourish and nurture your own light. We need it more and more and more than probably ever before. At least it feels that way to me. And each one of us, as we often consider in our practice, is a unique flavor. I know so well that place that I think so many of us wrestle with. I sure do, that comparison, right? My light doesn't seem as great as that person's light, or as vast, or as blah blah blah, or whatever it is, right? But it's like a symphony, and we need every note and every sound and every part of it to create this vast. There's a beautiful quote that I can't think of who to attribute it to, but something about how much we need each piece and each part and each person's unique light, that something is missing, if we don't have what you're sharing and you're shining and your comes through you. So please take a moment as we come toward the solstice to appreciate the light, to consider and honor and appreciate every time you take a deep breath and you say an om and you sing a song and you get on your yoga mat and you do all of the things that help to strengthen your light. And if you're seeing that you want to do more of that, look at how you can bring more of that in. So, okay. we'll come to a little breathing and enjoying and nourishing our light now with some movement. I was playing with how to have you be able to see okay. Hopefully you can see me. We're just going to be standing here. So taking a few moments to just stretch and breathe now. Stretch up to the light, like the plants, the trees, the seedlings starting down in earth, and then stretching up to light. If you want to add a little bit of a back bend here, let that happen. The heart lifting a little more toward light, or just straight up. So a little softness in the knees, and then reaching from connection, feet on the earth, on the floor, on your mat, wherever you are, and then reaching, lengthening, reaching toward the light, making more space in the fascia, in the body for light. One more time. Pausing then as hands come to heart center, let there be a moment for setting the intention for this time that you're doing this practice. Like I said, you can press play on it a bunch of times, but this moment, this day, this time that you are pressing play on this practice, what is the intention? How are you wanting to remind yourself of the light? Maybe it's just, I choose the light, I nourish the light, I strengthen the light within. Or whatever you got for today. Very good. And then let's just take a moment to shake, shake, shake. So there's so much, and we talk about this in our practices, right? But about rebounding, whether you have one of those little trampolines to do the rebounding thing, or just jumping around. Now, if you're not feeling that today, you can also, keep your feet on the earth and just kind of shake, shake, shake out, or you can actually, have a little lift off, right? But so much, with fascia and all else, it's so helpful to do kind of bouncing, jumping, helps the lymphatic system. And you can feel it, right? That we get kind of stagnant and stuck and down or whatever, slumped over kind of stuff in our bodies. And so this helps to free everything up, get the free flow of blood, breath, lymph, hydrate the fascia. Yeah, so take a few more moments, shake, 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 bounce around, hop around, do a dance. Yeah, and then, again, big deep breath in. Maybe feel the heart, woo, beating. Full breath out, hands come to heart center here. Take a breath. Good. And then let's take feet a little wider. We'll come into some rotation of the hips here, circling wide, softness at the knees, side, back, other side and forward, circling around, breathing deep. Good, then go the other way. Nice. Making more space for light. Yeah. One more time. Uh-oh, am I losing my little flower? Hope you can see all these gorgeous daisies greeting us here. And then a few times we'll circle. Inhale, circling up to the light, up to sky. Exhale, coming down. Little bit or a lot of bit of bending the knees, as much squat as you choose. Inhale up. Exhale, coming down. Connecting with your breath. More space for light. Let's take it the other direction a few times. Inhale up, exhale down. Arms the other direction, yeah. Legs, feet doing the same thing in and out of this movement. And then we'll come to hold a few breaths. Again, if you don't want a big squat today, you could keep the legs straight or a little bit of bend of knees, or you can go a little deeper into it if you choose. I'm going for Gyan Mudra here. First fingers and thumbs coming together, opening to our inner wisdom, Jnana, the wisdom within. Couple of deep breaths. Eyes could close if you feel like the balance won't go too crazy. Or soft gaze, heart open, nourishing, strengthening the light within, shining your unique light. One last breath. Nice. And then let's stretch up, shine that light out, shine bright like a star in the darkness. What a gift it is to look up and see the light of the stars shining bright like a star. And then let's circle around here, in and out of a warrior, circle down, find your lunge, exhaling, inhale, circle up, reach to the sky, connecting the earth below, the sky above, and the peace, the light that we nourish within here in our human journey. Inhale up to sky, reach to the light. Exhale, grounded on this earth. Yeah. And then coming up to hold a couple of deep breaths. You can bring a little water-like quality here to your warrior if you'd like. Moving, flowing, sort of dancing with breath and awareness. Arms could rest a little bit and then float back up. So, you know, the fascia loves this kind of water-like quality. We don't want our fascia all stiff and dry and brittle, right? So it's nice to have these kind of fluid, circular, water-like movements, hydrating the fascia. You can feel how it hydrates our whole being. Yeah. And then do come to find 3 deep breaths here. Maybe still a sense of that fluidity, that buoyancy, that ease. Can we still cultivate that? Like there's some water under the armpits and the arms helping us to feel floating. Yeah, expanding out through the fingertips. And then back through to center again a few times. We'll circle up to the light, inhale. Down to earth, exhale. In through the nose and then out through the mouth. One more time. And then take yourself right over to the other side. Inhales up, exhales down, in and out of this warrior, right? Let's be warriors of the light. Yeah. Strong and steady, and again, nourishing, nurturing, strengthening the light within. Sometimes we lose the connection. That's okay, that happens. But then we come back, right? Come back to that connection to the light. Next time you come down, let the arms expand out. You can give them a little rest at some point if needed as well, but let there be a little flowing, dancing. It's just good for our, inner little ones too, right? To be a little more silly and playful. We can get so kind of rigid and linear and very serious adult, which can often, correlate with that tension, the held tightness in the body. So freeing that up. I don't know if you can see my feet, but I guess you don't need to, huh? All right. And then let's pause. 3 deep breaths, expanding the light of your heart, the light of who you are, shining out from the heart center through the arms, the hands, the fingers, shining bright. Maybe considering how you'll continue to nourish the light within today. Coming back then through to center one more time. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale, come back into that strong goddess position. First fingers and thumbs coming together, connected to the light, nourishing the light, nurturing the light. May we choose again and again the light. Yeah, beautiful. One more breath here. And then gather with your next inhale Inhale that reach for shining like a star. Exhale then as you hold. And now inhale, you can hop or jump or step or something your feet together. Inhale to gather, reach. Pause a moment, lighting that candle up above the head. Feel yourself bathing in the light, basking in the light of who you are. We need that light. Thank you. Every time you do anything, 2 seconds of anything that helps you be more connected to the light, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for showing up and sharing your light, bringing then all of that light here to the heart. Stay connected, friends. Appreciate the heck out of yourself that you pressed play on this practice. That is one fabulous way to strengthen the light. And let's keep it going. Let's be the light. Much love. It's such probably one of the greatest privileges and joys of my life, easily to get to practice with you all. So thank you so much. Namaste. Go play in the light, my friends. Mwah.